faint when I saw it.
So which one is Tyler? Which one is Josh?
I'm Tyler.
Josh.
Of course, right? Okay, so now both of you from Ohio?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
College.
Yeah, what about it?
I seriously want to know, because my parents always told me you got to go to college, you got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Now you had this band, right?
Yeah.
Do you quit college to go on the road, or do you stay in college and get your degree?
So I say you can do 2 out of 3 things. Work, school, and music.
All that?
You can only do 2 of those 3.
Okay.
Right, so for a while I was trying to do all 3. And I couldn't give everything to any of them.
Right.
I had to work because I had to pay bills and pay rent. So that was a necessity. But then my school and music were both suffering because I was trying to balance all of it. So, I mean, my parents, I was in charge of paying for my own school and doing my own thing. So as soon as high school ended, they were just like...
You're on your own.
Yeah. So
okay, well that's
I went to
though.
college for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then they told me that I had to learn a new language, and I was like, I don't have time for that.
A language?
know this one.
Well, yeah, I didn't know what I wanted to major in, so I was just a communications major, which just means you don't know what you want to be.
Exactly.
And
you figure it out eventually.
around year 2, they say that you have to learn a language, and so I started taking Spanish. I thought I knew Spanish really well. I actually tested into the second level of it, but the first day, you know how the professor always picks one student out to read the syllabus, and
you were that kid.
I was that kid, and I left that class and got online and dropped out right then.
Wow.
Smart man. So you weren't going to be a Spanish professor, I get it.
No, I mean, I respect Spanish, but I'm just not very good.
Not ready to learn. So now let's talk. We are here today. You guys have won Grammys. You guys have done an awesome job. I want to know if there was ever a time before your success that either of you looked at each other and said, dude, we need to get a 9 to 5.
Geek Squad.
Exactly. I mean, do you not give up? But at some point, you got to have that conversation, or even to yourself, like, dude.
Well, we had a 9 to 5. It's just on the weekends we were allowed to take off.
Right.
So when you work at restaurants and stuff, you can schedule yourself. So we did those types of jobs so that we could work and play music. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, there was one show we played, I forget where it was, but I mean, there's
he's like,
oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that show.
I know that one show. But yeah, I mean, I remember a particular show, I have no idea where it was, but there was no one there. It's like we played in front of, it was 2 people. Well, we played in front of the band that was playing next.
Right.
So that's, there's a moment there where you're like, either we're preparing ourselves for something really important, or we're completely wasting our time. It's one of those 2 things.
Well, I'm glad you didn't give up.
Thanks.
So my next question is, and then I'm gonna let Blake ask the
still
question.
on
But
my
I have one more question. Now you've opened for Panic at the Disco and Paramore.
Mm-hmm.
So now you guys, you're the big deal now. Do you ask them to come open for you? And I don't want to start a riff. I really don't want to start a riff, but that question is the one I wanted to ask you.
They've become really, really good friends to us, and honestly, they've kind of, they've taught us how to be a headlining band in a lot of ways, from kind of like how to treat opening bands, and they were really cool to us. It wasn't like, I think we always kind of thought it would be kind of like us, like freshmen going in to get like stuffed in lockers by the seniors.
Right.
But they were always very, very cool and
They
very
took you
nice.
under their wing.
Yeah. Now I have no idea. They're such cool bands, and they're kind of doing their like big things too. I think selfishly we'd love to like tour with them just because they're great friends.
Right.
But I don't even know what that looks like right now.
That looks like a kick-ass show. That's what it looks like to me.
It would be a lot of fun.
Exactly.
All right. So my question is, every artist, I feel like anybody who has that passion has that moment where they want to give up. And instead of asking who your role models were, like musically, who pushed you in your personal life to keep going forward?
I think one of the biggest ones is we push each other.
Yeah.
Because I think we both kind of knew where we were at. And I don't know, I think we would offset each other sometimes too. If he was super bummed about how things were going, then, we'd try to encourage each other.
You compliment one another.
Yeah, and I think that we've both believed in this so hardcore since the beginning. And then as things kind of like started to roll, where there was like other people who would come to shows and make the music theirs, then they started to push us forward. Now, if we're having an off day or something, then those kids who are outside right now, they're the ones who continue to push us.
That's awesome. Well, this is 21 Pilots, Josh and Tyler, 2-1. And if you're not here, it's a sold-out concert. They're from Ohio, by the way, so that means they're gonna move to Charleston pretty soon, because everybody from Ohio moves here. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see the show tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you.